Hi, this is Ryan at Modern Papist. Today I wanted to talk about something that's really been bothering me when looking at our society and basically the Christian and post Christian understanding of where our society is. As many of us realize and are told, read, hear, and sometimes our jobs at risk, we understand that vaccines are heavily evangelized and even proselytized. We currently live in a culture that really does focus on the body over the soul and has this weird duality at times. Because when you start talking about things like the pronoun game and how people will focus more on their mind over their body in that instance, but when it comes to the vaccine, it's flipped, and it's very much cherry picked, and it always seems to be cherry picked in the wrong direction in terms of like natural law and basically what the church teaches. But my biggest issue, really, with all of this is the fact that the vaccine is evangelized. Like I said, it is proselytized. I mean, it's mandated. The vaccine evangelization makes it very apparent the lack of true evangelization to Christ. Like even when we listen to prelates, clergy, like granted, a lot of the media, specifically secular media, brings up the vaccine information from our prelates in a biased way. So when you take that into account, like when you read the announcements from your bishop, does he actually announce the good news more than the vaccine? And I'm happy to say absolutely in the Archdiocese of Detroit, but in other places, especially day to day with people, there are people more worried about me, about the vaccine, than anything else, especially coming from lapsed Catholics and those not in communion with the church, because the focus is very much like on my body. But then at the same time, like when you bring up the other way, when you're like, hey, there's this more important thing, I'm concerned for you, just like you're concerned for me in this aspect. Going to church is important. Being right with God is important because heaven forbid you die because of some disease, not even necessarily the one that the vaccine does, or you get into a car accident or something. I just find it interesting that we live in an area, live in a society that states to be very Christian, and it's losing its religiosity there. It's losing its concentration as every single Pew Research poll year after year shows more nuns coming about. But the vast majority is still very Christian. Yet we are still in this situation where more people focus on boosters and vaccines than they do on Christ, when it's more important that you're good with God than your body having some slightly protective measure against an illness everyone's going to get. Everyone's going to die. Like there's no ifs about that. We don't prioritize well in fear. That's been made very apparent, because right now we live in a society of fear. Is to be a saint the goal, or just to live? Because just to live isn't actually living. If you could pray for me and my family, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you later. Bye.